out. Look at this. Draven and Kha'Zix both down by the dragon. Leona sitting in the tri-brush. Curse is moving up. Maokai throwing out a little sapling. I believe that Leona, yes, she does see it. So they know that Maokai is at least near the top. SaintVicious looking like he's actually going to go ahead and back off, get some more mana, but if there is a level 1 fight, which it looks like there isn't going to be, he's not going to be there. Pretty passive early game.
Yeah, you're seeing the standard spread covering all the entrances and exits of the jungle. A couple of saplings just to make sure, alright, if they're going to try to run through those standard spots where teams try to camp before the blue buff spawns, we're going to know that they're there. And we're not seeing any of that, so going to be a very safe early game for both teams. And it's going to allow Maokai to get a very fast level 3. And sometimes Maokai can be incredibly cheeky, pick up all 3 of his abilities and immediately gun for mid, top, or bot lane and try to pick off a very fast first blood.
So Lux and Anivia did see each other. They just walked back to their towers. Very, very standard jungle starting off right now. We see that Sona has opted to pick up the Fairy Charm opening, and Leona, something very common to see as well, boots to start off. This means that they really want to go for those early kills. Draven managing to steal the big Wraith from Curse right off the bat, so that's going to hurt Maokai's jungle just a little bit. However, he's not quite as reliant on farm as a lot of other junglers.
That big Wraith is tremendous for Maokai. It's his #1 farming creep, and with that being gone, he's not gonna hit level 3 or 4, let's say another 30-40 seconds later. And in terms of early ganking, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I'll definitely shut him down early. So laning has begun. Kha'Zix already, let's see, he's actually a little bit behind, but Maokai does have his big Wraith stolen. Kha'Zix gonna hit that level 3 much earlier. He has opted to level up his Void Spike before his leap right off the bat, but he is going to pick up red buff. This will put him at level 3, and I'm really excited to see what sort of ganks we'll see out of xSmithy this game.
Seems like Ball's trying to push this lane up as much as he can, wanting to get the level advantage so you can out-harass Rengar as much as he can. At the same time, with the creep under the tower, going to be a little bit tough for him to farm early on, so trying to get a little bit of an early gold advantage as well. We may be seeing a gank on mid from xSmithy.
Yes, here he comes. He is going to leap onto him. The red buff is applied, and the slow flame is passive, but a nice binding from Chubby Bear, going to keep him safe.
We're seeing pings down in the bot lane, maybe expecting some sort of gank. Oh no, ping for a ward just planted by mMe. Curse trying to be incredibly aware as to what's going on, but we're seeing this ward from Darius. He's going to spot SaintVicious running up into his lane and realizing, alright, I can just back out safely. Twisted Advance
He's still going for it. I'm not quite certain why. The minions are all there. Red buff was applied, though. Westrise a little bit slow. Not quite certain what SaintVicious was trying to do there. But as I was going to be saying a little bit ago, Darius, he doesn't have any escape mechanism. So for him to be pushed up that far against a Maokai, that is very, very risky play. However, he does have the ward there. He was just fine. We see Kha'Zix, however, moving up into the top lane, possibly looking for a gank. And is it going to come out? He does still have red buff. So a long time on that. He's just biding his time, waiting for Rengar to move in for a CS. It's going to be just any second now. And there it is. But here comes Maokai to help turn it around. Kha'Zix still standing in the bushes. The burst on Westerice is massive. Ignite is out on him as well as Hemorrhage. That is going to be first blood going down to xSmithy. And now SaintVicious is being forced away. Nothing he can really do at the moment. There's the spike. Nice bind from Lux. Going to keep Mandatory Cloud from joining that fight. But either way, first blood going to xSmithy on mMe.
And these two new champions, Kha'Zix and Rengar, are both incredibly snowballers. So that one kill could make the difference in the way that this game plays out. That's going to mean a huge amount of early game damage, and those ganks are going to be that much stronger. And especially if he tries to camp that bottom lane with the Darius and, excuse me, the Draven and Leona. I don't know, Darius down there. That would be an interesting combination. But it's going to almost be impossible for Sona to get away.
No, I'm really more focused on his Maokai, who actually just moved in for another failed gank mid. SaintVicious is not able to get the sort of ganks that he wants to right now. And to say that about a Maokai is brutal. That's one of the huge reasons that you pick up Maokai, is for his early ganking potential. But already, Kha'Zix, being played by xSmithy, outperforming him in the gank, in ganks. I'm tripping over my words.
Yep, but Xmethy decided to pick up a Heart of Gold first, so may try to just camp the lands, because you pick up those Heart of Gold item, the gold pretend items, as we see a big trade coming up between Rengar and Darius. Those gold pretends allow you to camp lanes a little bit harder, because you don't need quite as much farm, because you still have that income coming your way with the increased generation. At the same time, that health that he gains from that item will allow him to send to the tower. We're seeing an engagement in the bot lane.
Jumping in, but she is very low on health. Is she going to fall? Yes, she is going to fall, but not before taking down Sona. Now Ezreal running for his life. Aphromoo chasing and going to land one auto attack, but it's of course not going to be enough. Now St. Vicious is coming around, but he's going to run into Xmethy. He is now running away. Nice twisted advance is going to keep him locked down, but the damage is massive. St. Vicious is going to have to run out of here. Xmethy running away as well at 200 health. Overall, that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
It seems like Monomaniac, they're looking to go for some early health, early defense. You see Leona picked up the Ruby Crystal, going to go for a Heart of Gold first, because with her Eclipse, the extra armor and magic resist allows her to have her health to be that much more effective. It's going to be that much tougher to kill her instead of taking the Phosphorus Stone, which is great for regen, health regen and mana regen, but they're not looking to sustain through the lane. They're looking to pick someone off and even tower dive if they have to.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for Leona. No real point in the regen if you're just going to go straight for the kill anyways. So Kha'Zix right off the bat has 2 kills, and with it he's picked himself up a Doran's Blade and a Heart of Gold, already picking up those snowbally items. Now he's actually going to jump onto Lux in the middle. Wow! Bursting her down for about half of her health almost immediately.
But Balls is level 6. Huge advantage. Pulling in Westeros right now. Not going to do much of anything. He'll try to just get out his passive, which once you get past 3 stacks, those 3, 4, 5 levels of that bleed do an immense amount of magic damage. Even though it does scale with his AD, you don't want to try to run around with that. Even though Rengar is very good with sustaining his W, giving 50% of his max health, look at how much damage he does just from walking away and letting that Darius passive tick on him.
Yeah, now what's really important to note though is one of the real downsides to Darius is he has no way to regen his health other than his health potions and any lifesteal he might have. Rengar, every time he gets 5 stacks, he's going to be able to use his Battle Roar and heal up 15% of his max health. Every time, look at that, he's already charging up his health. That's going to, in the end, win lane for him. But it's not going to matter unless he can really start to win this lane. St. Vicious is here, in fact, to try and help him out. Westeros actually ulting. Looks like he's going to be jumping out and comes around from behind him. The burst damage is huge, but he's just not going to do anything. St. Vicious stood next to tower, not quite certain what Westeros was trying to do there.
Look how effective one piece of armor is and a little bit of health going up against Rengar. People are talking about how Rengar is overpowered, he does so much burst damage, but that 18 armor makes such a big difference in terms of being able to survive Rengar's burst.
Yeah, definitely. So right now we have Anivia picking up her Catalyst, already working on that Rod of Ages. Lux, however, opting for the more damagey style of... And Kha'Zix skanks are ridiculous. That was so fast.
Yeah, a whole lot of damage going on in that top lane. Rengar did a lane gank. Excuse me, Kha'Zix did a lane gank, and there was nothing Rengar could do about it because his ultimate was down from the last initiation he put onto Darius. Realizing that, mMe took full advantage.
Alright, so let's see. Go ahead.
We're seeing pings come out in the bot lane. A big initiation onto Draven right now.
Yeah, Draven falling dangerously low. Yes, Cop is going to be able to pick up the kill, and Sona being played by Elements already backed off. Very low health, but in the end, Draven is going to fall. He's going to miss out on a lot of farm. Right now, it looks like this kill lane between Ezreal and... Draven and Leona not quite working out the way they want it to.
I just want to make it a quick apology. I forgot to move all the summoner pictures. So we're going to get that in order real quick. And in the meantime, just take a look at the items that these champions are building. Anivia does have her Catalyst the Protector. We are seeing also a Phage come out from Darius. So he's going to try to lock out Rengar as long as he can. Whereas Rengar picked up one Doran's Blade and his necklace. So that necklace being incredible in allowing Snowball, but a huge grab onto Ezra right here. In combination with the ult, we're seeing Kha'Zix jump onto Ezra on the bottom lane.
Yeah, the ultimate comes out from Draven, and it is going to be enough, going to allow Kha'Zix to pick up yet another kill for himself. 3-0-1 already, 10 minutes into the game. He's moving up into Dragon. I think they are going to aim to take it. Kha'Zix's Dragons are very quick because of the proc on Taste Their Fear, dealing extra damage because it's so isolated.
Strand looks like it will be going down rather soon, just between Kha'Zix and Draven. Look at all the
Lux is
damage.
here. She's going to try to steal it. Nope. A nice, timely smite from Xmithy going to allow them to pick up the dragon with no worries. Lux wasting her ultimate, not going to be up for another 50 seconds. Also lost out on some farm in that attempt. However, Rengar going to take a little bit more time to come up to the top lane. Draven at 76 CS to Rengar's 44. That is a huge...
There's also the CS, the kill, the assist, and also the dragon that just went down. Even if we take a look at the gold right now, we see 3,500 gold, just about 3,600, compared to Rengar's 2,100. Shutting down Rengar's snowball early on is going to be completely detrimental for Curse, because a Rengar that's fed, it's not quite like Darius, where even if he's relatively out of the game, one ultimate with a huge amount of true damage can allow him to get the reset, pick up 1 or 2 more kills, and all of a sudden he's right back in it. Big initiation on top.
Yeah, top right now. Balls, I think he's actually going to go for a nice ultimate from Westrise, though, going to keep him alive, but he's going to jump in, and there's the Noxian Guillotine, and the last auto attack is going to pick up the kill for Balls. Excellent play right there. Using his item advantage to its fullest. Rengar just could not deal with that sort of lead. And I was saying earlier that Rengar has the better sustain, but if Darius just jumps onto him like that and engages so hard, there's just nothing that Rengar is going to be able to do about it.
We could be seeing a potential tower dive in this bot lane because Leona has rank 4 of her Eclipse, which gives her quite a large chunk of defensive stats. Combine that with a little bit of health shares from the Heart of Gold. And then we also have Draven he has the BF sword and his Ignites up. So my expectation is as long as they can bait out Sona's Crescendo without getting picked onto the tower, we could be seeing Sona go down very quickly.
Yeah, but Ezreal and Sona are doing a good job of clearing out the minions and making sure that a huge wave doesn't get under the tower. That's really what they need if they're going to be able to dive this, but Cop making sure that this just doesn't happen. To bring out Harass onto Draven, knowing that there isn't any sustain there, even though, no, he does have some health potions. Actually, there's the initiation from Leona, a nice ultimate as well, and Sona is just going to completely drop. And now Xmithy thinking about going after Cop. They're all thinking about it. They're waiting for Leona. This engagement. Now they're chasing him off of the tower, and now here's a Nivea to cut him off. There's the slow. Stun is going to miss thanks to a nice flash from Cop. And I think either way, though, I don't know. It looks like they are not going to take their tower. They're just going to back off, counter jungle a little bit. Very nice coordination from mMe.
If you have a kill lane that's snowballing, why would you want to take that tower out and allow the enemy to free farm? Keep farming the kills and the creep that are around. No sense in pushing that out, but at the same time you're seeing Aphromoo take the tower down low, so if they want to at any point in time, they can make the call saying, alright, push the tower down, we're going into mid game, we're all set to team fight.
No, hold on a second. I am just going to go ahead and reset the dragon timer.
Oh, thank you very much. But in the meantime, it seems like Draven's coming up behind this Ezreal. Ezreal does still have his cleanse, but look at all that damage Draven does. Crescendo coming out onto it, and it's actually maybe a kill. Sona may be able to clean it up. There's a ward, and Sona on elements on Sona does clean up Aphromoo right there. Ezreal got so low, didn't even bother to cleanse the Ignite. Very surprising. He wants to save the Ignite for the big stuns, for the big plays that are coming out. Because the Ignite, he knew that Sona was there, and with the Crescendo combined with the heal that she provided just as that Ignite ran off, it was just enough for him to stay alive, and then Sona, as we did just see, cleaning up Aphromoo very easily.
Leona is generally considered a really nice engagement, but with someone as strong as Sona able to throw out the harass, her burst damage on top of her harass is very strong, something that sometimes gets underestimated when you try to just straight up fight a Sona support. So bot lane we actually have St. Vicious sitting in the bushes, but he is spotted by a ward. Darius is doing that thing. The apprehend is going to land on the Westrise. There's the slow. The damage is massive, but Westrise is going to use his thrill of the hunt to get out of there alive. It's really impressive that Balls has forced Westrise to use his ultimate defensively almost every time this game.
Now we're actually seeing Kha'Zix come down in mid lane onto Lux.
Yep, a nice
force the flash.
Could be there. It's going to get him out, but a flash in from Xmithy. Burst damage is massive. Yes, Xmithy picking up his 5th kill of the game. Kha'Zix is just unstoppable. However, we do have St. Vicious in the bushes in the bot lane looking for a gank, waiting for Draven to step out just a little bit too far. Will Leona's peel be enough? But in the meantime, Ball's just straight up diving Westrise. Westrise is just getting completely shut down. There's nothing he can do. Kha'Zix and Nivea pushing this mid lane, going to pick up the second tower of the game for themselves. Maokai getting spotted by the ward, going to back off.
Now, St. Vicious wasted a whole lot of time in that bush, not even realizing that it was warded, and even though he does have those gold pretend items, he missed out on a lot of jungle farm, and while all that was going on, they saw that St. Vicious was down there, so what did mMe do? They pushed incredibly hard. Darius was free to farm that Rengar. It's pretty much like he's farming Rengar more than he's farming creep at this point. And then Kha'Zix and Anivia easily pushed down that mid tower.
So something really important to note is ganks at this point are really not going to be helping Westrise out at all. There comes a certain point in the laning phase where if one person gets too far ahead, ganks are just going to further feed that person. At this point, Balls he's so itemized that if Maokai were to gank, he would just end up, Darius would just end up getting a double kill.
Yeah, that's
so
a very good point.
Westrise just has to try and farm and try and survive this as well as he can. He's in probably one of the toughest positions for a League player to be in at this point.
We're seeing St. Vicious come into this bot lane once again, but walking into the same bush that still has that ward that kept him at bay for oh so long. And just take a look at this top lane. Balls is being so aggressive. They know exactly where St. Vicious is. There are even pings going out saying, oh, there could be someone coming up from behind, but here comes Anivia behind.
Yeah. So the Twisted Advance is going to go out onto Anivia. Chubby Bear throwing out the shield, trying to keep himself alive. However, xMithy jumping in, the burst damage on Lux is massive, and he is going to fall to Anivia, but now he is in a very tight spot because Westrise has come to help. Ultimate coming out from Ezreal is going to try to help, but nope. Kha'Zix is finally going to fall. Twisted Advance going to land on St. Vicious. He is almost completely out of mana, though. He does not have enough for any sort of lockdown, and Darius is here as well. He throws out the Q, but a nice ultimate from Sona is going to lock him down. St. Vicious, the damage is massive onto him. He is forced to run out of this fight. Draven ultimate missing most people, I think, and apprehend on Westrise, and there's Noxian Giddy to pick up the kill. There's the second one! Double kill for Darius. Curse Cop forced to flash out of that engagement. That was ideal for Balls, picking up the double Noxian Guillotine.
A tanky Darius that's snowballing, that's almost impossible to deal with because at any point in time, as you see, he gets the stacks up, and with his team around him do a little bit of extra damage, his ultimate doing so much true damage. Just take a quick look at what he's dealing right now. His ultimate at rank 2, without any sort of stacks, doing 285 true damage, and then that only gets better with stacks. Lux with a beautiful steal, though!
No way!
That wasn't even warded!
There was no smite. Kha'Zix was not there for that dragon. And so Lux was able to laser it and pick up the kill.
There was no smite, but Lux she didn't even know what was going on. She lasered to see if it was still happening, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got my team a dragon. We're seeing Kha'Zix engage on a Lux down in the mid lane.
Coming on a Chubby Bear, look at that damage, but it's not going to be enough. Element's going to go ahead and help him to heal back up, but he is going to run into Westrise. Ignite is out onto xMithy. The burst damage from xMithy is huge, but it's not going to be enough. Chubby Bear picking up the kill there on Lux. Mandatory Cloud trying to jump in and help out, but 4v1, probably a poor idea. Gonna back off.
Now Curse is actually slowly but surely turning their way back into this game. Every now and then picking off one kill or two. That dragon may be the morale boost that they needed to start saying, alright, we still got this. We can come back in this game. And even though we have a very fed Darius, we can still lock him out with all the CC that we have. And maybe get Ezreal fed and in turn, just have a completely snowballed AD carry.
Yeah, right now, they're not quite at that point of no return. It's kind of fun. It's a nice... It's not perfect, but it is generally good to think, 10k behind in gold, that is incredibly difficult to come back from. Usually when a team gets 10k gold ahead, that's when they've won. But right now we're only seeing about a 6k gold lead in the favor of mMe. This is still anybody's game. We have not yet passed 20 minutes yet. The score is 5-11. And mMe has done an excellent job of playing to their advantages, using Kha'Zix to his full potential and allowing him to pick up those kills. He is very built right now. Hex Drinker, BF Sword, building towards that Bloodthirster, which should be coming up very soon.
Now the only issue that Curse does have, they don't have much map control. We can see that they have a couple of defensive wards out, but without the towers, it's allowing Creep to push up and get an immense amount of vision.
So hold on now, Darius being completely caught out alone, Flash going out, but a nice jump in from xMithy is going to help him join the fight. Ultimate coming out from Balls, not going to pick up the kill on Chubby Bear. Darius ult sorry, Draven ult, not quite enough to pick up the kill. Now Nice Sona ult is gonna keep them locked down. Maokai doing what he can to try. No, his ultimate did not go down. Darius is going to fall. So is Ezreal, and that is going to be a massive amount of their damage. However, Xmithy able to pick up the kill, but he is going to die for it. That is a 4 for 2 in the favor of mMe. What an intense and hectic team fight.
You see Afro, he has the Bloodthirster and Zeal. Ezreal has a Phage, Pickaxe, and a BF Sword. So in terms of raw AD, they may be even, but those completed items make such a big difference.
So we are going to see, I believe, bot tower is going to go again. This is going to leave the inhibitor bed. They are going to try to kill Elements. Yes, Mandatory Cloud with the last little tick of his ultimate, picking up the kill there.
Afremu escaping with 16 health before auto-attacking a creep and getting that nice lifesteal with the Bloodthirster going. But wow, that tower shot almost took him out, and Sona would almost be their carry of the game. 4 kills on Elements
right
now.
Same Vicious actually getting caught out, trying to pick up a kill. Mandatory Cloud is going to get egged, but that is going to be a kill actually being picked up by Muffin Cutie. A nice laser from Chubby Bear, picking up the kill on Afromu.
So the trade's going back and forth, and it seems like Draven is just the #1 target for Curse. 2, 3, and 6, but at the same time, seems to be 1 or 2 champions at the very last second managed to pick him off.
So right now, Curse stacking up to go ahead and take this mid tower. Mandatory Cloud, however, on Anivia, one of the best wave clears in the game. Now Chubby Bear being picked off. The Zenith Blade misses. And now Chubby Bear just going to continue poking out, but here comes balls flashing from Anivia, and the Flash Frost going to pick up the kill. Darius still chasing down Cop. I think Cop is going to be okay, though. Yep, he still has his Arcane Shift. No way the boss is going to be able to catch up. Just going to go ahead and push this lane out, though he may get caught out. There's the slow. Nope, just going to go ahead and back off. Too beefy to even try to take down right now.
Take a look at Anivia. She has Rod of Ages, Chalice of Harmony, a Blasting Wand, but take a look at her second item. It's a Deathfire Grasp, and I've not seen that on Nivea's in quite a long time. Even though Froggen is kind of a roll-the-dice build type of guy, I keep mentioning him because he's the #1 frog in the world, no doubt about it. But that Deathfire Grasp is going to allow a huge amount of burst on whatever champion they so desire.
So Afremu stepping into Curse's jungle right now. This is a very, very ballsy play, but I think they know he's there. They know he's somewhere in the jungle. It looks like no, Curse not quite confident enough to try and take him down.
You just missed a brilliant play in the up in the top lane. Leona and Darius cornered out the Rengar, and Leona had a beautiful stun, missed her E, but Darius managed to pull Rengar in with his Apprehend. Even though Rengar was stealth, he knew that he got the grab because it made a very distinct sound, but he still managed to just carefully walk away without forcing any sort of engage, because that stealth lasts for quite some time, especially when your hands are shaking, your nerves are going. It lasts a lot longer than you'd expect.
Yeah, definitely. Rengar has been forced to use his ultimate defensively almost every single time now. Rengar is one of those champions you want to really be able to be aggressive with, but because Darius has shut him down so hard, he's turning into almost a non-issue. His build isn't nearly where he needs it to be. He only has 1 stack on his Bone Tooth necklace. Right now, it's literally doing nothing but giving him a little bit of extra AD, but here's the wall out from Mandatory Cloud, almost bursting down. Almost being able to burst down St. Vicious, but he was able to flash out of there. Now Westrise jumping onto Xmithy. Xmithy using his ultimate to try to get out of there. Nice solar flare from Muffin Cutie. He's going to keep him alive though. Ignite not enough to take him down. Throw of the Hunt is out from Westrise, and there is the burst down, but it's not enough. Westrise getting locked down, and the Noxian Gate team from Balls picking up the kill, and now the Apprehend onto Elements is going to allow him to pick up a second kill. No Mandatory Cloud picking up that kill. Balls not quite able to reset his ultimate there. And so that is going to be a 2 for 1. Well played by mMe.
And 9 kills to 20. Curse doing all they can to try to keep some sort of map control, but every single time they try to make any minor play, mMe's right there in the waiting to say, alright, hey, when you know what you're trying to do, you're not going to walk away with this one. Balls is still snowballed. Even though he does have 1 death, there's not much you can do to shut him down. And even though you keep trying to pick off our Kha'Zix, Darius is going to come in and say, alright, I'm going to draw my X right in your hand. There's not much you can do about it.
So right now, Afremu pushing this up. Chubby Bear is completely out of mana, but look at that damage. The Ignite is going to be able to take up the kill for himself, and now Westrise falling dangerously low as well. But Afremu still at about as much health as he started that fight with, running out of there with the help of Muffin Cutie. I cannot believe what Afromoo just did to Chubby Bear. That was obscene.
Well, a couple of crits, and also you got those spinning blades. They apply a little damage over tide bleed, kind of like Darius. That's why they're brothers. They have similar kit, and with the bleed, the crits, and then just the raw AD that he has between the.
So Ball's actually landing the apprehend on elements. The damage is large, but surely as Reverie is going to keep elements alive. Ball's just going to have to back off, clear up some more wards. Dragon going down to mMe once more.
And so now take a look at the gold lead. We are well on our way to a 12,000 gold lead. Actually, we're already there. And St. Vicious getting absolutely destroyed at his own rates. That's, as a jungler, I played jungle way too often, and that's just absolutely depressing to realize that even though you have some defensive wards out, there's nothing you can do to stop all that burst, to have a whole team surround you and pick you off. And now we're seeing mMe engage on the Baron because that smite is completely out of the picture.
Yo, and look at all these, look at this ward coverage. They are about to fall, but it doesn't even matter. They know that Curse is nowhere near this Baron. They are going to pick this up very quickly. Lux trying to seal it with the laser, but just not quite timed right. Kha'Zix picking it up with the smite, and now they are going to move in. Leap, a hopeful leap coming out from Xmithy. They're not going to find anyone. Instead, they are going to move into mid. Darius is going to move into top to push, but the rest of them, besides Leona, who is backing because she is a bit low, are going to continue pushing mid. Xmithy jumping in, dealing some burst damage to Chubby Bear, but a nice shield going to keep her at full. And now Xmithy still very fed. He is 6 and 4 right now, 6 kills under his belt. Bloodthirster, Hex Drinker, Chain Vest. Even with that, he is not quite confident enough. Doesn't want to try to 5v1. Gonna back off and farm up those raids.
I'm just looking at the gold totals. There are two champions on mMe's side where they're well over 11,000. Anivia is actually about to hit 12,000 gold. Darius is just under 12,000 as well. Then we have Kha'Zix 9,400. Leona is actually at just about 6,900, and Draven 10,200. Compare that to the rest of the Curse team. You've got Rengar 6,400, Lux 80, just about 8,300, Maokai 6,600, Sona 7,100, and then Ezreal 7,600. The sheer item difference from all the huge difference in gold is immense. If you just take a quick look at how much that actually means. It looks like that Draven has a full attack speed crit item on top of Ezreal. Even though Ezreal has Phage Infinity Edge, there's nothing you can do, especially since Draven has the Bloodthirster to keep himself alive in the middle of the fight if he has to go one-on-one or even one-on-two. And we saw how incredibly potent that was when he practically tower dove Lux and Maokai at the same time.
Hold on just a second, I'm going to go ahead and update the Baron timer. Wasn't able to do that because there was just so much going on.
Yep, not much going on anyway because it seems like both teams are just repositioning. Kha'Zix is pushing the top lane because it looks like they don't want to lose a single tower this game. They almost want to have perfection. Perfection would actually be if they didn't die a single time as well, but can't prevent that now. But what they can prevent is a tower going down, and now Curse is just looking for any sort of slight advantage. They do know that Kha'Zix is top, but with this huge gold lead and Baron, mMe could actually 4v5 Curse. We see Lux throwing out her E, trying to get any sort of vision that they can, because even though they have wards surrounding the wall, they want to make sure that if we do poke out, there's not going to be someone ready and waiting to pull us all in like Darius, waiting to pull everyone into an Anivia stun, and then having Draven come through and wipe everyone else out with his ultimate. Now we're seeing this bottom
Draven's
tower.
ultimate is one of the strongest AoEs in the game because it can hit twice, and when it comes back, it resets the damage. So the tower is going to go down. Nice ultimate from Lux, going to land a mandatory cloud, but there is the snare. Not enough. St. Vicious falls so quickly. Elements throwing out nice ultimate, but not enough. Ball's using the Noxian Guillotine to pick himself up a kill. Sona going to fall as well. Ezreal has fallen. Chubby Bear is completely out of mana. Mandatory Cloud almost landing the wall to help pick up the kill on Chubby Bear, but that's not going to be enough. Surrender Rope comes out from Curse. First game going to Monomaniac.
Wow, incredibly well done by Mono. They shut down the snowbally element that Chris was going for, and once you shut down a snowbally team, it's really hard for them to come back. They're heavily reliant on those first 1 or 2 kills, and if those don't come,